You'll never forget the first time in your life you hit the throttle on an electric performance boat. Because it's like things are not rumbling and shaking and screaming. You hear water coming off the hull and you're talking to your friend beside you, and that was the moment that we never looked back.
Welcome back. As electric vehicles become more popular, a Florida-based company wants to make fueling your boat as simple as plugging it in. Fox's Evan Brown has more from Miami.
Electric cars are all the rage these days, led by brands such as Tesla and new investments from traditional auto manufacturers. And now a new company is hoping that trend will reach all the way to the water. But there's just one problem. You can't just take EV automotive technology and put it in a boat. But the folks at Voltari have a solution. The company is unveiling the world's first fully electric performance boat. It's run entirely on batteries. There are zero emissions, but that doesn't mean you have to worry about running out of power on the open sea. Voltari recently completed a 91-mile trip from Key Largo to the Bahamas, all on a single charge.
I was down in St. Lucia, my buddy and I, who had a real passion for watching what was happening with carbon fiber in the performance automotive, aerospace, cycling worlds, where this miracle product, lighter than aluminum and fiberglass and stronger, we're just like, wow, this is a game changer. How do we get this into boating?
Cameron Hips is one of the directors of the company. He says the business venture started as a friendship.
The boat we've brought here today is the Carbon Marine Bullet. It's the first full carbon fiber exposed production power boat in the history of the world. It was built right here in St. Lucia. With the carbon fiber, this boat will outperform any boat in its size class. It'll achieve a higher speed, use less gas, and go a longer range.
Ultimately, the hope is to create enough demand to shift the market to a new standard, which the company says is a win for boaters because they'll no longer have to line up to pay for fuel.
It's not just electric boating, it's more fun boating.
The recently passed infrastructure bill contains $7 billion for EV charging stations.
Instead of gassing up, Kingston boaters can now plug in. The first EV marina supercharger in Canada has been installed in the marina across from Kingston City Hall, giving electric boat owners an option to charge up their boats quickly.
We use a standard automotive connector where the industry is just starting to come about, and from a performance production perspective, we're really proud to be North America's first.
John Lawless, Global News, Kingston.
When I first jumped in and hammered on the throttle, it just threw me right back into my seat, and the acceleration was mind-blowing. And as a performance boating enthusiast, we don't often think of acceleration. We're always trying to get that last mile an hour on the top end, and oftentimes you're sluggish getting out of the hole. Electric changes that. You're asking if it's risky. I mean, I think it's going to be risky for those that don't follow quickly.
So you and JF were sitting around one night after a day of water skiing, and you're like, oh yeah, we're going to build these.
Yeah, I bet you we could slalom behind an electric boat.
And then where did
this led to this?
So crazy.
We had our first boat, we had the inverter and the motors. What we didn't have was a hull, but we fixed that by getting a 30-year-old leaky boat in which we installed 26 lead acid car batteries, which gave us 350 volts, and off we went.
That was awesome. I can't believe it's batteries. It was so quiet, it sounded like we were just cable skiing.
Yeah.
Couldn't hear the boat at all.
Le résultat du génie inventif québécois, je dirais, c'est la collaboration entre 4 compagnies, dont 3 sont québécoises.
Half the fun of owning a boat is putting the throttles to wide open and letting it go, and putting it in 3/4 waves and letting the bow eat. And they're giving a product that will allow us to do that. It's not just go from A to B and not have the adrenaline rush of having the power behind you. I think they're going to set the bar, and they're going to move the standard for what an EV vehicle on the water can actually do.
Have you noticed? Look around. Everyone's going electric, baby.
Boaters, how does this sound?
740 horsepower, 1,000 pound-feet of torque.
Oh, and listen to this too.
They're 100% carbon fiber, so when you hit a wave, it just slices right through.
Because since the 26-foot Voltari 260 is fully electric,
you don't have to have outboard engines on a center console anymore. You can put your charcuterie board out, your cooler.
You won't be hearing much else.
No more air, water, or noise pollution. These things are silent.
Even on a record-breaking trip to the Bahamas.
We just set out from Key Largo, 91 miles to Bimini. Just had the time of our lives, and yeah, we did do it in a single charge.
A first for an EV boat. You'll feel like a celebrity with these features.
See some really premium finishes throughout. You'll see a nice stereo. This Alcantara material actually feels like a suede. Stain-proof, waterproof, Nardi steering wheel out of Italy, and we use twin 17-inch Garmin screens. It's effectively a Ferrari on the water.
This is something that is a specific answer for a specific moment in history. With these visionaries that we're working with, and with these, arsonists and alchemists and all that, just sort of setting things on fire and really going for it, that's the good stuff.